My name is Malcolm Jamieson, and I'm here in the Artiscience Library at Summerhall. I'm here with the founder, creator, and director of this unique library and wonderful resource, Colin Sanderson. Not many people will be familiar with the word artiscience. So, Colin, can you explain to us what exactly does the word artiscience mean?
Yes, well, I was running a cultural charity in the 1990s, and eventually my trustees said, we need a word for what we're doing, Colin. So I went home and I thought about the Latin and the Greek, and I came up with artiscience. And I gave it a definition. So it's the theory and practice of integrating and harmonizing arts and sciences. And I allowed myself a secondary definition, the study or knowledge about relations between the arts and sciences. So both historical and contemporary, and even cross-cultural. One of the words in ancient Greek or today in Hindi or Sanskrit even go back, but and it gave you an adjective, artiscient. This is an artiscient library because it's not just about the arts or just about the sciences; it's about the relations between.
Colin, this collection is a lifetime's work for you. How many books are there actually in this library?
So this room that you're in holds about 3,000 items, but I have a total here in Summerhall of 25,000.
That's a lot of books.
Books, copies of journals, but also some rather interesting manuscript material and a few objects as well. I can tell you that everybody that comes to the library, and when they understand its purpose, they get excited.
How did it actually come about?
Books did run in the family, but at age 16, like many other people, I had to choose either going down the arts track or the science track. As it happens, I was besotted with animals as a child, so I actually went up to study zoology, graduating botany. But all the time at university, I was frustrated because what was going on in the arts faculty? I could have gone down that road, and so I was very fortunate that I was able to go back after graduating in botany and start taking up art history. And that led to this. I can remember being in the bookshop and seeing a book on existentialism. And just reading the cover notes, I could see that it was something to do with your own personal experience as contrasted with the kind of universal principles that the sciences are trying to get to. So there was art and science, and so I started buying books. I had inherited books and all the rest of it. It grew over years. I had no intention to begin with to build this, but it happened.
So, Colin, this wonderful library has really been your life's work. What are you seeking to achieve with this wonderful collection?
Well, I believe that this large purview that is covered by the library is significant. It's a matter of education. It's a matter of also of spreading the joy, because, this is all around the world now. I certainly would like to see the library preserved. I don't know of any other library that has this rubric. I want to share this incredible, the natural world, that whether it's down a microscope or through a telescope, with people that don't daily do with that. This notion of artiscience has, in my mind, has become a view of the world. What art has gone into the production of these pair of spectacles? And then what science has been applied to that design.
You've been devoted to this resource for a very, very long time. What are your future plans now for this wonderful and diverse resource?
Oh, well, to be honest about it, I didn't have these grand plans. I started from just insatiable curiosity and, say, some frustration that I was being narrowed down a channel. But now, yes, I have, I suppose, quite a grand vision. But I think I'm concerned and encouraged to be concerned about the preservation of the library. Because I think it is quite unique. It's very easy to say it's unique, so long as you've got one book with a signature and you've got a unique collection. But it's unique in its rubric, in its focus. And it is paradoxically focused on these relations. And I don't think you'll find a library open in the UK, of its size. But we do have one or two exceptionally special items. This is a very well-known book called Emergent Evolution, by Conway Lloyd Morgan. In itself, again, very important artiscient text in the building up of complexity, from simplicity through the different hierarchical layers. But this belonged to A.O. Lovejoy, who is known as the father of the history of ideas. I'm enthused about not only harmonizing and integrating the arts and sciences, but also working cross-generationally. So thank goodness a lot of young people come in, young students come in here. But the other thing is internationally. So we have books in multiple languages. I try to have a book in any language that somebody walks in. So an educational function, a research function, but it should be allied with courses, or even it could be a degree course.
So, Colin, so many plans for the future. What are the challenges that you face taking this project into the future, and how can you be assisted to overcome them?
Challenges, opportunities. Let's put positively. We need to persuade people, whether it's in the area of grants or the universities, colleges, schools, to realise that this presents an opportunity for them. Let me just say, for school teachers, the Scottish curriculum actually identifies interdisciplinarity as one of the sort of 10 threads. So I would love to get teachers in, whether from Murray House, the College of Education here, or from the schools themselves, so we can do all sorts of things. Finance is an issue. We happen to put on conservation quality covers on the dust wrappers, and it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to do each one. If you multiply that, 25,000 books, 1 minute on each book, works out at 10 full weeks of 40 hours. So if you take 4 minutes, you can multiply that by 4, 40 full working weeks. Now that's just for that one thing of putting a protective cover on the dust wrapper. But we actually had, just yesterday, a training session with people from the National Library of Scotland for some of our young volunteers, and they were pointing out a lot of the other things that one ought to do. And so just simply looking after the collection, I do see this as important for our economic survival. This is the knowledge economy, taking science out of our universities and applying it to commercial and industrial arts. If we can get backing in terms of will and then finance, we could put on a proper conference, with published proceedings and so on. And here at Summerhall we do have enough rooms, to mount events of many sizes, including conferences. To sum up, I would say that this is a unique resource, and it exists and should ever more exist to serve practical, educational and cultural purposes. I do believe it's worth preserving.
Colin, thank you very much.
Not at all.